What's up YouTube, Dragoon here. Gonna be showing you guys my Elemental Hero deck profile. It's kind of like an Elemental Hero anti-meta style deck. It's been working pretty well for me and it's a lot of fun to play, so that's what matters, right? Let's get started. We got one Stratos, one Bubbleman. Stratos searches out your stuff, destroys spells and traps, and Bubbleman lets you make fast Xyz plays. We've got three Elemental Hero, Neos Alias, Great Monster, 1900, Light, Gemini. To make those fast Xyz plays as well, we've got Photon Thrasher, also cool to bait out your opponent's trap cards. Also he's light, 2100, which is awesome. Two Thunder King Ryo, more light targets. As you can see, we've got a bit of a theme going on here. Yeah, great monster, especially when you're going up against meta. Lets you get rid of those special summons and stop him from searching. It's a really great card. One DD Warrior Lady, just to get rid of those pesky monsters with a one-time attack or to set it. Two Fossil Dino Pachycephalo, once again, getting rid of those really annoying monsters and locking your opponent out of special summoning is always good because we don't need a special summon that much in this deck. And of course the set ability is pretty cool too. And one Neospacian Grand Mole, great card for once again getting rid of those problem monsters like Shien and Stardust Dragon and Zen Mines, Logia. Pretty much those kind of cards are this deck's shortcoming. And then we've got two hand traps in the form of Honest, as you probably already imagined, and Gores. So that's all the monsters. On to the spells. We've got Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, pretty basic. Two Pots of Duality, one Reinforcement of the Army, and two Emergency Calls. Those five are going to help you get what you need a little more quickly. We've got two Gemini Spark, don't really need three. And in place of the third one, I'm using Forbidden Dress because I have it, and I really like Forbidden Dress because I can attack into Raikou and not have to worry about my monster dying, so that's pretty cool. And it just does a lot of other fun stuff. It accomplishes what essentially Gemini Spark would accomplish. It just, you can use it with more monsters, and considering I don't have a ton of Geminis in this deck, I'd rather have at least one card that can be used with like my Thunder Kings and my Xyz monsters and Fusion monsters. And speaking of fusions, we've got two Miracle Fusion, three clogged for me, so two is working well, and one Super Polymerization. I don't like Super Polymerization that much, but it's too good of a card in my opinion to not play, because it's an answer to any other monster your opponent could have. It just gets rid of anything. I just don't like having the discard. Okay, so traps, we've got Solemn Judgment, two Solemn Warning, two Torrential Tribute, two Bottomless Trap Hole, two Compulsory Evacuation Device, one Mirror Force, one Magic Cylinder, one Magic Drain, and Starlight Road. As you can see, the trap lineup is really basic. You don't really all these traps are generic trap cards that, in general, can be used in any deck. I wanted to keep it really simple for the traps, just so I can have a good, I guess, matchup for a variety of things as far as traps go. Now, I guess where the traps do get a little more different would be with these two cards. These are personal favorites of mine. Magic Cylinder is awesome because you can go for a game with it, depending on what your opponent has. Like, I've won a game because my opponent just only had, like, we were both down to, like, 1,500 life points, and I drew this, because this is the last card I drew. I set it, and so I had my turn, they attacked me with their, like, Stardust Dragon or something like that. Flip this up, and that was game. And Magic Cylinder is just, I never liked to only play one card for defense. Stardust Dragon is essentially a defense card. Or not Stardust Dragon, Starlight Road. And Magic Drain helps me defend against those same types of plays. I can feel safer setting two cards in a Magic Drain than if I didn't have it to begin with. because this lets, if my opponent's going to heavy storm me, they're going to have to discard another spell card if they want to let that go through. And this is always cool to use when your opponent tries. I've had my opponent discard Heavy Storm to Dark Hole me. I've had my opponent do countless things. This is really good against the Prophecy decks, and it's also pretty good against Fire Fist, though the Fire Fist matchup with this deck isn't the greatest. And it's also a counter trap, so it's pretty cool. Like, if your opponent goes to Destiny Draw, and you know they don't have another one in their hand, you can activate this, and they still have to discard the Destiny Hero, which that could be a good thing for them, I suppose. But and they don't get to draw too, so it's kind of cool. It's free for me too, so I like that. Alright, on to the extra deck. We've got 2 Shining, 1 Absolute Zero, 1 Nova Master, 1 Great Tornado, 1 Escuridao, and 1 Gaia. So you gotta play one of everybody's because you're using Super Polymerization. It fills up the extra deck kind of quickly, but it's worth it. It's better to have it and not use it than need it and not have it, in my opinion. 1 Stardust Dragon for the Starlight Road. And the Xyz are where this deck gets interesting, I guess, because they open up a lot of different plays you can make. That's why the Photon Thrashers are definitely in there, because they help you just get rid of problem cards in a variety of situations. So you've got Heroic Champion Excalibur, as well as Blade Armor Ninja, so we can deal big damage and run over opponents' strong monsters, in this case Excalibur. But they both can let you deal big damage. Like, if your opponent has... I've had games where my opponent has 3,000 life points left. I don't even have to worry about him having Gores, because I just make this guy, make him 4,000 in attack. So there's nothing they can do. So, and he just pretty much defeats any monster in the game. So that's why he's awesome. And Blade Armor Ninja is just, it's like my favorite Xyz monster. It's just way too much fun, and the artwork is too awesome. Our other warrior-specific Xyz is Heroic Champion Gandiva. This card's pretty cool. It works really well against windups, and it's not bad against Rabbit. If you don't know what this card does, once per turn, when a level 4 lower monster or monsters is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field, except during the damage step, you can attach an Xyz material from him and destroy those special summoned monsters. So it just allows you to kind of slow your opponent down a little bit, which is the whole theme of this deck, is to slow down your opponent's pace so you can kind of thrive in that slower environment. And this helps you do that. He's really weak, though. He's only 2,100. So he can be kind of a gamble to make, because your opponent can easily get rid of him. He has no way to protect himself. Kind of similar to these two, but these two you're only going to make if you're going to be going for an attack. Like, this guy's effect basically makes him more of a defensive card, but his stats don't really do that. So he's easily removed. But if you make him in the right situation, he's really good. Now we've got 1 Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller's, I mean, it's a good card, but it's not the greatest. You can get the effect off with the boost for attack points, since you do play Bubble Man in this deck, but that's not super likely. However, it is pretty good against Mermails, provided they don't have, like, Atlantean Dragoons and stuff. And it's good against other decks, too, but, like, Madolche, not that bad against. So, cool card. I like it, at least. And then we've got Gaga Cowboy, another favorite Xyz of mine, just basically because of his artwork and stuff, which I had to change. Anyway, this guy helps you win at the end of the game. Like, he's so good. If you can just get your opponent down to the 800, make him, and then use his effect, it's pretty great. And in sudden death, he's awesome. And then we've got Maestroke, the Symphony Djinn, one of my favorite Xyz monsters to make when I don't know what I'm playing, because he offers that ability to where if they make something better than you, you have him in defense mode. He has 2300 defense, so he's gonna be able to stay alive for a little while, unless your opponent just happens to get a ton of monsters out and then just kill him. But even so, he's gonna protect your life points. And he's also 2 Books of Moon if it doesn't work out by using his protection ability. So pretty cool. And last we've got Photon Pappy Operative. I'd consider taking her out for Black Ship of Corn, but I don't have one, so this it is. And she's pretty good, though, because if you're going up against a deck that sets a lot, she's going to probably be able to get in a solid 2,000 damage or so. Because of her effect that makes the defense position monster lose 600 points. It's pretty awesome. And plus you can use Honest with her, so. And she's a warrior, so I guess that's good too. But yeah, that's the deck profile. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you guys think, and catch you later.